Hi guys, in this video we're going to combine two features of Shellter together in order to have a more advanced output. In other words, we're going to combine the ability of Shellter to generate junk polymorphic code with the ability of Shellter to support encoded payloads. So again, I'm going to use a hex editor as my host file. I'm not going to log any thread context. Let's leave it trace and let's interrupt now. So I'm going to select the payload. In this case is encoded from Metasploit, and it just launches calculator. It is encoded. So let's use a handler that supports Shellter in order to load encoded payloads without changing the permissions of a section, and we're going to prepend polymorphic code generated by the engine. Let's say 500 bytes. So at this point we need to wait for the generation of the polymorphic code to end. And let's just inject in the last location. Okay, so let's see now what happened. I'm going to load it to Poly. And let's go to this address here. So from here we see the start of the polymorphic code. You see it's quite random. And here basically starts the stub that's going to handle the encoded payload, and then starts from here. So in order to make this fast, I don't want to execute the polymorphic code because it contains some junk loops and stuff which will slow down the execution of the actual payload. So I'm going to start from the payload, from the encoded payload handler. You see that it can now decrypt itself, and if I run, it's going to launch calculator. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use again the same file as a host, but this time I'm going to let Shellter to change the section where we're going to perform the injection. So we will not add an encoded payload handler. Okay, let's stop the tracing. So I'm going to select to change the permissions of the section where whichever section this is going to be where the injection is going to occur, and again generate the code through the engine. and let's see what is going to be the result this time. Now remember that now we're not expecting to see the handler stub to support encoded payloads. Instead, Shellter changed the permissions of the section where the injection occurred. So we see here starts the polymorphic code, which is basically just junk code, and immediately after we see that the encoded payload starts. But now it doesn't need a handler to change the permissions or to allocate memory with writable and executable permissions, because Shellter has already changed those permissions for this section. So if I just start the execution from the encoded payload, we see that it can decrypt itself. So that was it. Thank you very much for watching.